My brain is the worst, and I have witnesses to this. I practiced the buttonhole and then went to do the buttonhole, and I love a bit of smugness when you get something done in time. Hello everybody, it's the final reveal of the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge, and this is reveal number 3. So if you can't remember, it was create an outfit or accessory for a Mediterranean getaway. And myself, along with 7 other amazing sewists, have got ours to share with you. Hello everybody, I am Sam, Sequin Girly Creates. Welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you're an existing subscriber. If you haven't, you might want to go and watch the previous episodes. They're all in a playlist, which I'll link in the details and up here. There was challenge 1, 2, and now we're on number 3. And as I say, there's 7 other sewists, so there's plenty to keep you watching here. So we ran this a bit like the Great British Sewing Bee with 3 challenges, but we spread ours over 3 months, and this is the 2nd year we've done this. So Christine of Gemini Stitches and I have done this. So for a recap, there is, let's see if I can do this off the top of my head, Laura from Sew Very Laura, Kate from Ripper Seams, Claire from Loves Sew Red, Janine from Janine Sews, can't remember the lady's name, from Knots and Needles, Christine from Gemini Stitches, myself, and Rats. Last lady, I'm so sorry. I'll put it all up here. That's just what happens when you don't prep. And I know her and I recognise her picture, so they're all popping up here. So all these fantastic sewists did challenge 1, which was a pattern challenge. So we shared a pattern with each other. And this lady sent me the pattern. My brain is the worst for names. I want to say her name is Nikki. My brain is dreadful, and I am sorry. It is not about you. It is about the way my brain works. We sent each other patterns, and everyone had a pattern challenge. And I'm going to put some pictures up here while I'm talking of some of the results of that. It was really lovely seeing what other people did, and it was so nice with my pattern, the thought that went into it was something I wanted to try. I love these challenges because it's pushed me to do things I wouldn't necessarily have done otherwise. And there were some brilliant ones, so there's some rotating pictures coming up here. And obviously if you want to hear the review about how the pattern went, etc., do go over and see their videos, because there was some really great details in there. Challenge 2 is either people's favourite or least favourite, which is the Refashion Challenge. And we encourage people to pick one of the Busy Bee style refashions. And the wonderful Christine made a big list of them all and to have a go. So we had some really great ones from Kate taking some t-shirts and making them into a very Spice Girls 90s-esque outfit, to Christine's amazing padded quilted bag, and lots of other things. Claire's really amazing patchwork of shirts, which I really loved. And I have to say, I think my refashion was my favourite refashion I've ever done, actually, which was my quilted waistcoat. Now, some people like Kate set herself the 90 minutes as per the Great British Sewing Bee. I decided on this occasion to give myself as much time as I wanted. And that's the great thing about doing this versus being on the Great British Sewing Bee, is you can pick and choose what part of it you want to do. So then we get to the final challenge, which has been this Mediterranean outfit / accessory. The weather in the UK has gone from me feeling like I'd want to wear a Mediterranean outfit to today where it's lashing with rain. So some days it's been easy to get my head in the game. Other days feeling like I want today like to put a snuggly cardigan on. But it's been a really great one because there was still some of my lovely summer fabric I wanted to use up, and I wanted to think about the colours, and also I am still hoping that I might go on a nice holiday at some point so it doesn't feel wasted. And again, I wanted to make something that I would really wear. I, at the time of recording this, have not seen anyone else's, so I'm hoping, like you, that I get to see some great outfits. So I will put this, as I say, in a playlist so you can go and see everyone else's reveals that come out on the same day as mine. And I really can't wait to see. They've all kept it very quiet, and so it will be exciting to see what's happened. So let's talk about mine. The remits I set myself. I wanted an outfit. I wanted something I would genuinely wear. I wanted to use one of my lovely summer fabrics that I hadn't got around to using, and I also wanted it to have that very summer holiday sort of palette. So I went for this fabric, which is like a batik printed fabric, batik / tie-dye printed fabric that I picked up in Brighton whenever I went, when that was. Last November time, I think it was. Not sure. Could have been earlier this year. Might have been February. I don't know. And I picked it up there's a shop on the North Lanes, and I picked it up in there. I will link the shop below because just like everything else, it's gone ping out of my head. It's a nice cotton. They warned me it would shrink and to make sure I pre-washed it. And I love it when you go in a shop and they say things like that to you. So I decided that separates would be good because when you go away, actually having separates means you can make multiple outfits. However much I'm still on the search for a lovely summer dress, and I did talk to you all about doing one of the square neck summer dresses, I actually decided against that. And the reason was that whilst I would like it, I felt for a getaway, a dress is less sort of versatile than some coordinated things. My brain today. So I thought about this. I didn't want to buy another pattern because I've got plenty of patterns, and I was pretty sure I could, snipping up the thread, pretty sure I could come up with something from what I had. So I'd recently made the Scout Tee by Grainline Studios, and that's a woven t-shirt pattern, and really liked it. And I felt I could use that as the base, but felt I wouldn't want it the length that it's designed for, because if I was making a co-ord, sometimes on a holiday, just having things that sort of cut you more in the middle means that, like, it's easier to wear like a higher wide leg trouser, that sort of thing. And also wanted it to feel a bit more special. And then just I was umming and ahhing between like crop trousers or a skirt, and I actually decided I'd go with a skirt. The skirt is not from a pattern, it is a self-drafted skirt I've made before. Here's a picture of my previous one, and so I laid that over it to help me cut and create this one. I decided to go with the print running downwards, which is the way that it should go. I did think about it going across, but I actually like the way you got to see more of the variety of colours. So for the skirt waistband, I went with 3 channels of thin elastic, and I like doing that because it's not so bulky on your tummy as one piece of elastic. And on holiday, you might have like a lovely meal and might want to slip this over the top of a swimming costume, so you don't really want to feel cut in the middle. So I'm very happy that I went for that because I think it works well with this fabric as well. I did a split that was designed that I could have at the back or just like at the front over one of the legs, and I was inspired by a picture I saw on Instagram of these lovely sort of straighter skirts with a split. I saw one with 2 splits. I'm not a big fan of getting my legs out, so I decided 1 split wasn't enough, so I went with a split. I actually used the selvage on both sides of the fabric down the edges, which meant I did like a fold over. So when I did like the seams, I did them like this so that the selvage is right under there so you can't see it, but it means that I won't have to worry about fraying. And I just hemmed it, and so it's a quite straightforward make of a skirt, but I think in a fabric like this you don't really want to overdo it. I decided not to go for pockets because I didn't want bulk, and I would know that if I was on holiday I'd have like a nice straw bag or something. But you're wanting to see the whole thing, aren't you? It will appear, but you're just going to have to wait a little bit while I tell you a bit. So then for the Scout tee, I went for the top part of the bodice as per instructions. It hasn't been ironed yet. It will be ironed before I put it on. But I decided to cut it a bit shorter and put a channel in to like drawstring it in. And this was inspired by an idea I've seen on lovely Sarah of Sarah Style. I think she's done it with the Naya. So the bottom, I actually did a lovely big wide channel, and I made some matching ties with the fabric, which I've knotted at the end so that they don't disappear inside the buttonhole. The buttonhole is on the inside of the top, so it's nice and smooth on the outside. And I made that decision because I felt then I could leave them hanging and tuck them in, or pull it and tie it and it wouldn't notice. I'm pretty glad I did, because, and I have witnesses to this, I practiced the buttonhole and then went to do the buttonhole, and I even put interfacing behind the buttonhole to strengthen it. And both buttonholes are completely different, and there's even a bit where it went completely wrong at the top. Yeah, of that one, absolutely shocking. And there was another bit where I think I even unpicked it or something. Yeah, look at the bottom there, look. So, oh yes, and then the one I unpicked that's here, because that one went completely wrong. So all I can say is I'm glad those buttonholes are hidden away. I told everybody before I started how intermittent my machine is with buttonholes, and how I really struggle that I always do a practice go first, try and have the same thickness of fabric, same threads, everything, so I don't do it on a different fabric first. But do you know what? It did exactly what I told everyone it was going to do today. I think my buttonhole machine on my sewing machine is like a cake. It can sense your stress and won't rise, or in this case won't buttonhole properly. But the good news is no one can see, so it's just like that at the bottom. As I say, I need to iron this before I put it on to show you. So, am I pleased? That's a question, isn't it? So I'll put it in here. I am pleased. I'm pleased with the idea I came up with, because I really wanted to come up with something that I felt would work and I would wear. I'm pleased with how I've used this fabric, because I really felt this would be a lovely co-ord. So I'm really pleased that I was able to use it. It's nice and soft actually. I'm pleased that I have a co-ord, that means I can mix and match it. So I have tried in the video pictures that you're seeing to show how else I could put it together. And I'm also pleased that I finished it without any stress in the time. So I actually did the majority of this again at the Southern Social on something like the 14th of September. So didn't 100% finish it, but the majority was done on that day. I'd cut it out in the morning before I left, and then the majority of it was sewn, apart from a few little finishing bits, including the buttonholes, at the Southern Social. So I've realised when I've got something I really need to focus on and finish in the time, as long as it's not too taxing, taking it to Southern Social, make sure it happens. Because sometimes I find that there's always exciting, lovely things to do, but if I take it as my main task at the Southern Social, it's kept me to schedule really nicely. Because in the past, when I've done this thing, sometimes I've got a little bit twitchy towards the end. I've been rushing right at the end, and I love a bit of smugness when you get something done in time. I am looking, I've caught the curve a bit at the back, but that will be fixed by the time you've seen the pictures here. So would I do anything differently about the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge for this year? No. I think I can say categorically no for the whole thing. I loved the bodysuit that was sent to me. I love my padded waistcoat. I'm going to make more. And I love this too. So I think last year no, actually, I've loved and used all the things I did last year as well. Wonder why I've loved this. I know why I've loved this year just a smidge more than last year. I didn't rush this much this year. That definitely has had a better impact on how I feel about it. So I would like to know what you've enjoyed about it this year. Please leave me a message of whose is your favourite outfit. You can put your Patrick or your Esme hat on. It can be from any of the challenges and any of the people taking part. It doesn't have to just be mine. And also, would you like to see it again next year? And is there an idea you've got for what we could do to sort of step this up a bit again next year? So it's evolved from year 1 to year 2. What should we do for year 3? Should we open it out to people who are not vloggers, and then you send your picture in time for us to share yours? Do you like it being like a group of vloggers? Do you like that it's over 3 months? We did it over 3 months because we know other people have a lot of other stuff on, and doing it less than 3 months means that it's really tight for everybody. But it does mean there's a good chunk between each one. So I'm having a bit of trouble today here. So it's really, it can feel like, oh, what was the next thing, and so on. But we've got to be mindful that a lot of these people, like myself, work full time and have other stuff in their lives too. So you can't always do these challenges as quickly and as intensely as on the Great British Sewing Bee. But I've really enjoyed it, and I've loved seeing your comments, and I will put a little reel up on Instagram too of all like the lovely pictures everybody sent me of the sewists and vloggers who took part. So do go and watch the rest of them if you haven't seen them. I'm pretty sure you will enjoy it. And if you have seen those, my question is, have you seen my journey around Kent? If you enjoy a series and a little binge watch of things, there's 4 episodes. Yeah, 4 episodes out now. So I will link that at the end up here for you as well, because I've got 4 episodes about my journey around Kent to find fabric and thrifting and just the life of driving around Kent. So catch you again soon. Bye.